Because we need some dramatic music for this. Today is a lesson in censorship. Now, some of you watching this may not have an in-depth and/or intimate understanding with the way that censorship works, but I'm gonna give you a little crash course, and I'm gonna tell you how this relates to that crash course. And I got some information pulled up about it that explains my point further. Now, first things first, I'm gonna explain the more algorithm-friendly things so that I don't, when in the future when these videos can be monetized, get demonetized. But the path to censorship usually always start with sexual content. Even way back in feudal Japan, when the trend of making porn paintings with tentacles instead of penises emerged, which is a very, very, very old practice from like the 17, 18 somethings with Japanese culture. But that's not the point. The point is, it always starts with sexual content. Because whether it be on the basis of porn addiction from niggas that can't stop jerking their shit, whether it comes from people saying that sex robots shouldn't exist or things of that variety because they want people to have more kids, or whether it even be for religious reasons. Let's just say that, hold on one second. Hey, come here. Buddy. Hello. Is it right here or back? Alright, that's it. Whether it be religious reasons where they're like, oh, God said it's a sin to beat your dick off, which I don't remember that part of the Bible in Sunday school, but that's what some people be saying. Or of the Quran or whatever the fuck. They say sexual deviancy is bad. And to a degree, those are things that usually everybody can agree upon because it's usually such a taboo topic. Because like, yes, porn addiction is a real thing. Yes, see, sexual deviancy, whether you're religious or not, can be a very bad thing due to things like STDs and playing with people's emotions and giving them mental trauma, and even on a selfish level of you just don't want to deal with that. Like, yeah, it seems cool to hit the big booty tutti from the back, but it's not so cool when you wake up in the morning to go get in your car to go to work and you realize she done took the axle out your car tires. She didn't take the car tires. She left them shits next there. Shorty could be so mechanically uninclined that she has trouble walking forward 5 feet. When she mad, she'll take the axle out your car. You wake up in the morning, your back feel like pins and needles. Next time you go over there for that taboo booty that you shouldn't have been over there with, you go over there to get some ice out the fridge and put it in your water. You see a voodoo doll of yourself with some pins next to it. You ask her, why is that there? She said, don't worry about that. Just know if you leave me, your back gonna feel real weird in the morning again. And you go, oh yeah, my back was feeling weird this morning. Again. So it's a lot of reasons why people can agree on those type of topics because they're usually such taboo and universally agreed upon bad things. But, hold on. Universally badly agreed upon things, but the thing is, they don't care about those wholesome reasons. They just want to set rules and precedent in place that lets them censor anything they don't like. Because you got to remember, the type people that are empowering these type of situations aren't people that just want to be good for the kids. These niggas be on islands with Epstein touching kids. By the way, I have never previously, currently, or in the future had suicidal tendencies. On an island with a nigga named Epstein touching kids. They don't care about the kids. They don't care about that. They just want the ability to, whenever you say something, be like, let me censor you. Also, what do I always say about these types of people in these situations that come up with things like this, that lead to stuff like this? They don't care about censoring the porn and all that. They care about trying to erase from the history books anything that isn't a white man and a white woman they like to sexualize. There was no such thing as black people before last year, according to their history books. Before that, there were slaves. Then there were black people that they begrudgingly have to deal with. Oh, such a burden on their existence. Then there's all the other groups, not just like colored peoples in general, the subgroups like disabled people. Nobody ever broke their leg before this year. Yeah, besides their pawpaw that fought in the war. Nobody was ever gay before their son that they're gonna protect no matter what, or their daughter that they're okay with her being gay because she's attracted to women. I'm attracted to women as like their father, whatever. We got something to relate on. No. That didn't exist before the year they found out it happened to them. None of that existed. That's what they would like to erase from the history books, and that's usually always the direction it goes. Never forget the funny mustache man that they changed the Amazon Prime Day logo over. He studied American slavery to do what he did. But to give you a synopsis of how all that ties into this scenario, credit card and payment processors, which if you don't have a deep understanding of banks and payment processors, neither do I, but I have a functional enough understanding to explain it to you. Here's it in basic terms. Payment processors are the middleman between your money getting to the bank and your money going from your customer's hands to the bank to you. Somebody has to make a system that tells your customer's bank, hey, this person spent $20. They transfer that from your bank account to whatever bank account it is of the company, HIO in this case, so that HIO can release these funds. Now, if the person who processes, who creates, upkeeps, and maintains the systems that do these processes, I think I could put up regular music now, that does upkeep these processes and whatnot, decides we're not helping you, guess what happens? You can't make no fucking money. Niggas basically gotta send in checks and pay with cash in order for people to buy these games. And I don't know if you know what the economy looks like right now, but not a lot of people are eager to buy games. So any hurdle, any blockade you put for somebody to buy your luxury entertainment product is a sale most likely lost. Because what did I always say? Ever since Daystorm and that Zeus whole debacle, I've been using that phrase because it perfectly describes what I've been saying. If people are able to get something of equal or greater value for free, they will never pay for it. AKA, if you give somebody something for free, they will never pay for it. Ever. Because they got it for free then, why the fuck would they pay for it now? Especially when it comes to something that's not a necessity, like for people who have chronic breathing disabilities, niggas who gotta pay for air. Niggas who don't gotta pay for air would never pay for no fucking air. But people who are on the verge of death, if they don't pay for those oxygen tanks, will pay for that pressurized air. Versus me, I'm not paying for that shit. That's air, nigga. But going back to this, they're putting steps in a way so HIO is put between a rock and a rock. You either squeeze through the direction they told you to, or you die in between those rocks. So HIO, they bent the knee because they said we don't have the means. If Steam, a company 10 times bigger than them, doesn't have the means to fight against this, they damn sure can't, because they're an indie game website. And I don't know if you understand indie scenes, but it's not just music where most people in the scene are fucking broke. Statistically speaking, most developers, and this applies to AAA studio, major studios too, most people who develop games are fucking broke. Most people who develop games do it out of passion, not because they're getting paid a mind-blowing amount of money that makes it so that, oh, I gotta do this job. No, game developers get paid shit prices and they don't get to see their family during any of the holidays at all. Niggas be unrolling fucking sleeping bags to sleep under their goddamn desk just so a game could be finished and meet its deadline that needs the deadline to be pushed back. That's a real thing. So with itch.io and all these developers, they're all fucking broke. So they're not trying to lose the little bit of money they do have. And they're like, hey, look, bruh, if we got to delist goon content, it is what it is. They're throwing their hands up in the air, which is insane. I low-key should have put that in this part of the article. But it's the same thing that's happening with Power World that I said was likely to happen. Nintendo got so much money, they could basically come to Power World, flop their dick on the table and say this is going to go one of two ways. And Power World is going to pick the easiest way of those one or two ways. And the easiest way was to just do what they say before they even say it. Do what they want before they want it. So, oh, sorry about that. I almost stepped on my dog's paw. I felt his nails under my foot. Let's read on. Unfortunately, wait. Who gets to pick what you can buy? Seems like an easy question to answer. You. Unfortunately, there's someone you forgot to ask. Who? Visa and MasterCard, of course, and also a group of prudish Australians, but it's the big American companies that are enabling their behavior. What? It's almost like... Hold on. It's almost like capitalism is a problem for all. Capitalism is an enemy to everybody but the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. Nah, that can't be the case. My favorite millionaire is really, really cool because one time he went on Twitter and he shared a meme when somebody said, hey, you should, not be a dickhead and enable bad business practices at your company, that you're making money hand over fist to the point to where it doesn't matter what type of practices you're enacting because you're going to make money anyway. My favorite billionaire said that. Clearly they must be right. So you head asses, like, y'all gotta realize capitalism is the fucking problem. Capitalism is the fucking problem. Capitalism is a fucking problem. This non-governmental power, which that is another thing I want to access. Government, generally speaking, as far as America, has different checks and balances in place. What are the checks and balances for people who make infinite money? Because for those of you who aren't aware, when you're rich, a fine to something is just a cost of business. So for example, if you're a big company that creates a lot of chemical waste and the fine for dumping chemical waste is, I don't know, 25,000, which is like to compare to your finances, it's like if somebody said 25 cents if you punch somebody in the face. Every time you punch somebody in the face and the police catch you, which fuck the police, they can all burn in hell. But 25 cents every time you punch somebody in the face and the police take you down to the precinct. 25 cents to beat the case, by the way. Yeah. That to them, that's just the cost of doing business. It's a slap on the wrist. It's nothing. They pay $25,000, $100,000, $1 million, shrug their shoulders and say, easy, light work. That's just what it costs. Next year, if they're lucky, next 2-3 years, they'll be paying the same fucking money unless some revolutionary process comes out where it's so much significantly cheaper that it doesn't make sense to dump the chemicals the old way. This non-government, which again goes back into the capitalism, is a system that exists with very few, very vague checks and balances, which in some scenarios can be good, like having very unrestricted checks and balances on competition, like from corporation to corporation, makes it better so that there's always a competing product so that you are not always locked into, if I want this category of item, excuse me, I have to go here. Like for example, if you want a battery, you don't just have Duracell. You have Duracell, Energizer, Kirkland Signature. You have different brands you can go to. Even with this payment card processor thing, regionally, depending on where you live, it's a duopoly at max. When Steam was forced to crack down on adult-rated games due to pressure from payment processors, itch.io is the latest target of their campaign. Collective Shout, the Australian group in question, has been credited with the near total shutdown of adult content on itch.io. And the thing about that I in particular don't like is, like I said, it always starts with porn, and it ends up somehow being a bunch of we hate gay people, we hate black people, and it's like, bro, what do you mean? Like, the thing about that sentiment is, it's like, dog, I'm not even gonna go there. But the bigger point I want to make is like somehow it always starts off at, oh, we just want to do it for the kids. Then it ends up going down a path of, yeah, throw them in the chamber and fill it with gas. It's like, whoa. First we was banning hentai to protect the kids. Like, nah, bro, it ain't about no goddamn hentai. It's just a means to an end, like, for them. It's like those rappers that rap until they get a successful movie role and they start becoming an actor. They didn't give a fuck about rapping, like, and they stopped rapping. They didn't give a fuck about rapping in the first place. They just wanted to get famous so they could be able to do whatever they want. But we have de-indexed all adult and SFW content, which means they basically took it down, delisted it. You're no longer able to access it through normal means. You have to jump through hoops and hurdles. What did I say earlier? If a customer has to jump through hoops and hurdles to get your luxury product, they're not gonna get it. That's a lot of sales lost. We understand this action is sudden and disruptive, blah, 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 to ensure we can continue to operate and provide a marketplace for all developers, which is true, because if they would have fought back, A, they would have lost, B, the indie developers, the smaller developers that are making smaller games that pop off out of nowhere, like for example, them Chilla Arts games, niggas like that would never succeed without stuff like itch.io. People who made all them games that YouTubers back in the day used to scream for 23 minutes at a time. Well, an hour and change that gets edited down to 23 minutes at a time for, like fucking Emily Wants to Play, Granny, all them fucking shitty B-tier ass games. Like, games like that wouldn't exist, wouldn't get popular, wouldn't have gifted a lot of people's childhoods with memories of seeing their favorite content creators make videos to those games, or even just those content creators themselves mutually benefiting off of a smaller indie dev creating something unique in the space or different enough to make it so that when they show their audience is like, oh, I like this. It fucks with that ecosystem. Like I said, it always starts off, oh, we're trying to get rid of sexual deviancy for the sake of the kids, and it ends up affecting black and gay people for no reason. Niggas just start getting gayist out of nowhere. Typically, content crackdowns at this scale only come for things like government regulation. Storefronts want to sell all content they can, but they must comply with any laws thrown their way. Which, the thing they're using in this situation is there were a few games that depicted bag of rapes and stuff like that. So they were on the side of, oh, we're trying to get those type games taken down. Lolly, hentai, porn type game. We're trying to get that stuff taken down. But that's not all that was taken down. It was really just harmless games, or games for people who of age were enjoying. These actions were not taken as a result of laws though. No democratically elected leaders pitched, drafted, or wrote anything to cause these actions. This is the result of an advocacy group teaming up with the might of big corpo, sidestepping little things like laws entirely. Which, what did I say a few minutes ago? Corporations don't adhere to laws. They just go, what's the fine, and they pay it. It's not just adult content at risk. Somebody wrote their own deep dive on this situation and described the impact of trans creators as follows. Swear to God, I didn't read this article, and the information and research I did know didn't go over this part of the situation at all. So this part of this article is new information to me. But didn't I say it earlier? I always find it funny when people are bigoted against transgender people, because the statistic is like less than 1% of the population identifies as being a part of the transgender community, whether it be people who got the surgeries or not, or people who just say, I would like to be transgender, but I don't have the bravery or the means to, make those steps to go do it and start identifying as that. So isn't it funny how you hate 1% of the population that you've likely never met? Like, I found out recently that it's something like 80% of the gay community. It's a really large number, but like 80% of people in the gay or like transgender whatever community don't openly and outwardly actively identify as those things proudly in their communities, they still hide it. Now, I'm not sure if that was the exact number, but I remember it was really high and it was way over half. So it's like, statistically speaking, way less than half the population fits these these guidelines. And you hate these. You never met them. And if you did, you didn't know. So why do you hate a nigga you don't even know? But while only a few trans authors seems to have been outright banned, I'm getting completely, I've heard the word inundated before, but refresh me on this definition.
Inundate.
Inundated. Overwhelm someone with things or people to be dealt with. Oh, so basically you hit a nigga with like 20 things at once instead of just one thing and hoping something sticks. Completely inundated with reports from author whose work has been delisted. Remember that woke content creator list? Any of those games on itch.io getting fucking deleted. And if you weren't there for that video, basically some loser made a list of every game that has anything even remotely woke or DEI in it. So for example, if there's a character creator in your game and it doesn't say man body type, woman body type, automatically on the woke DEI games list. You had any type of rainbow content in your game that was put there specifically on behalf of pride, got a gay character in your game, got prominent black characters in your game, DEI. Forced. So that's how I knew like shit like this is gonna happen a lot more if you give these motherfuckers this much power. But on the flip side, I'm not mad at itch.io because they don't have money to fight banks. Banks literally are one of the few types of businesses that have infinite money. You're not gonna beat these niggas in court because they have more money than can be generated. Frequently for works only tagged adult for heavy or potentially triggering themes. Collective Shell has also been targeted at regular normalized games like Detroit Become Human and Grand Theft Auto. Because if you think about Grand Theft Auto, it's like, yeah, there's some problematic content in the game, but it's a video game meant for adults that can handle these mature types of content. Now, if you're letting your child play Grand Theft Auto, that's on you. You don't have to do that. That's a game where if you do research about what games your children is playing, you'll be able to determine if your child can handle that game or not. And niggas can't do a simple Google search. And I'm not saying as in they won't. I'm saying as in some niggas literally don't have the brain power to be able to do a simple Google. To be able to think or do things for themselves. Some people, it's not even a case of they don't want to do things for themselves. Some people just hear one thing and just go off of that. Why? Because, to be fair, life is busy. People got very long, grueling, difficult, troubling jobs that they deal with on a day-to-day basis. Some people, whether it be, they got I've seen this fucking video today. Matter of fact, I want to pull this up on stream because it's relevant to fucking capitalism. How evil that shit is. What do I search? Let me just go to YouTube in general. Let me go to my YouTube history. No, nothing pops up. Oh, wait, it does. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see anything. There we go. I have an extension that turns everything off. It's called Unhook. It's good for not getting distracted. You're welcome if you use it. What was it? FBC. No. It was today. Oh, wait, my dumbass. Oh wait, AMC warning. It's somewhere in here. There we go. Fast food worker runs restaurant alone. And viral video.
My kids' life and I work a lot, so we have to provide for them, and I really don't be having time to spend with them, and it hurts.
When people live lives like this, sometimes it's a little bit hard to do research on if a game is mature rated. Where's the part with the video? Because throughout this, she explains that like she deadass was 100% working this shit by herself. Look, here's the video part. And to give you a little bit of extra context, she mentions that she has like a record. She caught a felony or whatever the case may be. So she has a record. So it's not easy for her to get a job at too many places. That's why she's working so hard to keep this job at fucking McDonald's.
Trying to take orders and gotta run back. So
y'all need to get her some help up in here because she busted her behind. She's doing everything she needs to do to make sure everybody is okay up in here.
And this TikTok video, you can see him.
Look at that. She's by herself. It's a line of people in the store and in the driveway. She's running back and forth, taking your orders. What you want, what you want, what you want. Bop, bop, bop. Putting receipts up. Bop, bop, bop. Cooking everything. She got to flip fries, dunk nuggets, do all this shit by herself. She got to do the job of 5-6 people by her fucking self. Whether she is or isn't a good person doesn't matter in scenarios like this. Capitalism will always take advantage of you every chance that they get. That's why I like want to make this video to educate and really say like, yo, get off these companies' dicks, bro. They will do shit like this to you. They will have you on the fucking news crying, I can't see my kids, because you overworking yourself to death. And then on top of that, you got to also keep in mind, fast food is a very dangerous job to work. Because there's people that are mentally sick. I remember a story a couple years ago where a dude got cold fries. His mom got cold fries at McDonald's. So he went in McDonald's with a revolver. He went in there. Wait, where is it? I can't find my prop clip. But he went in there at McDonald's with a 38 under his shirt. He said, yo, you the one that gave my mama cold fries? Took that nigga life right then and there on the spot. I remember there was a situation where a lady got soup that was scalding, burning the skin off your face hot. And when she was giving the soup, she told the lady over the counter that it was too hot. And the lady was being kind. She was apologizing, trying to figure out the scenario. Instead of the lady who was the customer trying to figure out the solution, she threw the scalding hot shit in her face and off rip, just off GP, 2 sentences in. The lady sitting over there, falling over herself, bleeding out her nose, having headaches. She over there walking like this, her eye fucked up for the rest of her life. She wasn't even mean to the lady. She was a reasonable, kind one in this scenario. So you gotta understand, working fast food is a very, very dangerous job. Niggas will shoot you over cold fries. If niggas want to fight you over fucking up their orders. Now imagine if that's in a scenario where it's 5 employees back there and one person could create a violent situation. Now imagine how much more likely you are to fuck up if you have to process 5 orders from people in the store and 3 orders from people in the drive-thru at a time. Store losing customers because niggas like, I don't want to wait in line for too long. Now you done made this fucking 3 Happy Meals, put them on the counter, you calling this number for the next 10-15 fucking minutes, wasting time that could be used dropping fries and getting orders and shit like that, calling the nigga that left because you took too long to get to them. And it already takes 30 minutes to get to people in a regular, decently filled store. So imagine in a store ran by one person that's to the point to where she's fucking crying. Now, I went on that little side tangent to say, also, side note to the side note. What do you notice about her? Which goes back to my original point. Who are the people that suffer the most for things like this? Colored people and gay people. Well, every variation of LGBTQAI+, but it's just easier to say gay people and just use it as a blanket term. Just know I'm not being ignorant. I'm just trying to save my words so that I can get my point across quicker. But look, games like Detroit Become Human, which does have some LGBTQAI+ content in it, and Grand Theft Auto, which has a lot of just crazy content in general because it's a literal crime simulator. They'll likely be emboldened to take actions against more stuff like that. Also notable is the removal of a journalist from Vice who reported on the collective Shouts activity. The removal was reportedly not because of the fact of matter, journalistic complaints, but instead because the company that owned Vice wanted all this person's collective shout articles gone. So they called up. They got people in high places that aren't elected that can stay there to can stay there to die. Side note, I really enjoy Mario Party. Anyway, that could call up people and say, yo, fire this nigga, or the whole business gets shut the fuck down. Also, when you fire this person, delete all the articles. All of them. Every last one of them. I really just want these few articles, but delete all of them and send a message. Fuck you and your backlog of work. Fuck you and your portfolio, bitch nigga. I hope you downloaded the web pages. Like, that's how they really doing niggas. Should payment processing corporations have the power? We know the answer to all that shit. Fuck no. But they do. That's the reality. And I remember seeing a list. Oh, this was like Reddit of the list of. Excuse me, buddy. I want to go right here. Thank you. But there's a list of all the stuff that they said any depictions of within a game that will make them say, hey, your game need to be taken down. And my problem isn't necessarily with this list, list in general, because like some of these things, it's like, you know what, these aren't the craziest requests, but that's how they get you. That's how it starts. Like, yeah, I don't want to see any games with little boys fucking their older brothers. I don't want to play a game where you're having sex and randomly you get pissed on, or people are having sex with menstruation. Like, yeah, that's kind of weird freak ball ass shit that I wouldn't want to see in my game. I wouldn't want to see somebody have sex and get thrown all up over in a game, or be drugged for a bag of grapes in a game. Like, yes, those things are objectively correct, but the thing is, once those type of games that should be taken down via the service's terms of service, it doesn't stop there. They start using those vague precedents to take down more and more and more. It's just greed. Is there more? Oh no, this list just leads to an article about the policy adjustments of more like the in-depth version basically. But yeah, that whole situation, don't fall for it. That's mostly why I want to put it in here. Do not fall for it. Apparently there's another Avatar. For the Avatar Secret series, we got a couple details revealed that that is gonna follow an Earthbender. We already knew that, but for those of you who didn't, it's gonna follow an Earthbender. The OG creators are returning, and there will be 26 episodes split by 2 seasons. Now, I saw some people upset about that, but I think that what is happening 26 again? This is 13 seasons. You could get, if you plan it out properly and pace it correctly, 13 episodes can be just enough for what you need. Because remember, this motherfucker still has to go through 2 other books after those first 2 seasons, and there's no telling if they'll still go with the book format or not. Marvel Cosmic Invasion, we got some characters revealed. Let's see if it's Beta Ray Bill and Silver Surfer. Okay, I'm more so want to watch this in 5 years when I get it for free on PlayStation Plus, or I get it for 25 cents. I know I'm a hypocrite. See me, bitch. This game, all jokes aside, though, does look like it's gonna be decent. And Silver Surfer kind of looks boring. I like Beta Ray Girl a little bit more in this scenario. Like, character-wise, I like Silver Surfer more, but for this game, Beta Ray Bill looks a little bit more interesting because he has that little hammer action going on. And I feel like he's more interesting, being that like he's a less discovered character. Because they could have just threw Thor in this shit. But nah, they threw Beta Ray Bill. I love to see lesser known characters get a little bit of some shine. Fire. That fire. Shit, this was supposed to be in a different spot. I'm not gonna read this article. I'm in reaction mode. Oh, trailer. By the way, if this cuts around and starts going from random piece to piece to piece, that's because with trailers, sometimes they be on fuck shit. If you see the screen blurred out during the reaction and the audio sounds funny, it's because of copyright. Sorry. I be hating that shit when I see it on other stream VODs and shit like that.
Definitely not the Freddy's I remember.
You're thinking of the franchise.
Oh, so they coming back?
Is the original. Nobody's been here for decades.
Okay. So I am aware, because like I know a bit about the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, but I'm not an expert. So I don't know how closely they're going to follow the story of the second game, because in the first movie they mashed together lore from like 5 different games, and they added retcons on shit like that on top of stuff, and they gave Freddy and the other animatronics some new powers and some new twists to the story and changed things around. So I don't know exactly where the fuck this movie will go. So I'm in for a surprise just like y'all are. Yeah, we know what that is.
Hear what?
Springtrap, you're fucked. GG scrub, nigga. Beat a motherfucker up. You gonna die. Blumhouse, y'all got another banger for us?
What it's like being normal.
Is it gonna be
I think we've come pretty
flashback?
far, considering what we've been through.
How's that be?
So I'm confused. I gotta rewatch the first movie over again, but why the fuck does nigga still look young? Are they doing flashbacks or something like that? Can they just not afford de-aging technology?
Some days she's good. Some days she misses her friends.
This story that you're gonna fix those animatronics, it's only giving her false hope.
Can any of you hear me?
True. You don't want to fuck up her mind like that. See, off this, I'm already interested. I can't wait.
Abby, help us. Come find us.
Oh yeah, this movie about to be cooked. I'm already excited because like, in the end of the first movie, it's been like 2-3 years. I don't give a fuck about spoiling it. In the end of the first movie, there was like a segment at the very, very end where they left a secret message that was basically that, where they typed out "come find us" or some shit like that. So I can't wait to see how they link that in with this and how they follow up on that storyline and whatnot. And now, just now, sent chills down my spine. Like, oh, this gonna be juicy. This gonna be interesting. I can't wait.
We'll show you the way.
These ain't the same animatronics you knew.
Oh no.
They're out there, Mike.
Where?
Everywhere.
The chat. I thought they was really gonna say the chat. Yo, niggas is petrified of that damn costume. You see that nigga walking behind you, you're fucked.
Where are you gonna run to? I'm not done with you.
You also gotta think about this costume from their point of view. Like, wait, where is it?
Everywhere.
Like, you gotta think about that costume from their point of view, where it's like, this costume represents a terrible tragedy. And, well, now that I think about it, this may be a festival, because it looks like she's wearing a Foxy costume, and I forgot what the blue one is called, but he's wearing that costume. So never mind. I was gonna say, it's kind of crazy to wear this out in public, being that there was a tragedy that came with this suit and stuff like that. So, like, you're basically wearing a murder weapon around.
Where are you gonna run to? I'm not done with you.
Bring that ass here, boy. Here's why. Oh, this trailer's good.
There's no way that'll work.
Oh, the mask bit. You put the mask on, they get confused. That's one of the few gameplay mechanics I do remember. Moving on. What else do we have? Oh, there's a trailer for Battlefield 6. Let's watch that, see what Battlefield 6 was talking about.
My fellow citizens, my
My fellow citizens, fuck nigga. Turn that up to 4K. I may have a 1650, but that bitch can output 4K.
We're ready, Mr. President.
My fellow citizens.
My fellow citizens.
Today represents a dark day in our history. With this monstrous, unprovoked attack, no country is safe from their reach.
Wait, hold up, low-key.
All those serving on our behalf.
I don't care about this. Is there any gameplay in this shit?
Move fast. Move this.
Oh, this is about the story? Don't nobody care about the fucking Battlefield story. Let's watch. Actually, I'm gonna let these videos pile up a bit before I watch some more of them. So that'll be my wrap up for the day. Now I can finally make these thumbnails and publish these videos. So I've been sitting on these videos for like 4 or 5 days. The life just kept happening. Having responsibilities, going outside and touching grass.